because it was
And if he was
your
tagged,
livestock and
then you went after the owner. And all that dog had to be was, you couldn't shoot him if he was on the right of way. But if he was in the field and there was one animal in that field, he was free game.
you were protecting livestock at that point.
Yeah. And yeah, my dad was called out different times for
Your dad once found a property with a noxious weed on it. Do you remember him taking samples in to the M&R to say, what does he see? Go ahead. Tell us how that went about.
that was, we were out for a drive on a Sunday afternoon up near up near Beachburg, I guess it was. And we had been coming down the Municipal Concession Road and came to the T corner, and directly across from it was an abandoned farmyard. And
Product.
And it was 5 and 6 feet high, and this looked like lamb's quarters, but it was late in the following year, at the end of August, and the windows in the car were open. My dad stopped at the stop sign when we entered this crossroad concession. He said, that looks like hemp. Smells like hemp. So we got out, stopped the car, got out and went back, stepped into this farmyard, and the stalks on it, oh, they were as big as the top of that shot glass.
So they'd been growing good.
And I bet you couldn't put it all in this room that was there.
Right.
Yeah. And it was all at least 5 feet high. Some of it was taller. Yeah. We cut one stalk, hacked it with the jackknife, threw it in the trunk of the car. And by the time we got home, we knew what it was. It had started to dry out a little bit. We took it into the county agricultural office the next morning.
We're not going to say which county this is, but it rhymes with Renfrew.
To get it tested.
The lad there, he hadn't a clue what it was. My dad said to me, he says, "You any idea what this is?" No. Dad said, "Smell it." And the lad took a smell of it and didn't register. So Dad said, "Would this be wild hemp?" I said, "I don't know, I'll have to look it up in the book." So we went and got the noxious weed book, pulled it out. And close identification. Yeah. But I don't know what they ever did with it. It was reported, and yeah, because my dad had been had the county weed inspector for a number of years, also. But yeah.
But he also grew hemp as a cash crop on the farm before it was prohibited.
But I was raised on it.
Yeah.
Neither my dad nor my mother ever smoked nor drank.
Right.
But he had been out for a walk, and he come on to some that was growing wild in the bush. Well, it would be in a bit of a clearing. And I gather it was in the fall of the year because he took the seed from it.
Right.
He didn't bring the plant home that I know of. He took the seed from it, a little handful. And on the north side of the summer section, what we call the summer kitchen, on the farmhouse, on the north side, the sink that was set up inside drained down on a pipe through the floor and out and discharged on the surface outside. And soapy water and that, so you kill the grass, and
How far was the
What's
house
all-
from the river?
maybe as far as here's the next building,
So,
All down here.
1,000 feet.
No.
all down here.
Oh, the next building.
Yeah.
So, you would have
Yeah.
Yeah, the house wasn't all that far.
So a
from
couple
the
hundred
river.
feet from the edge
Yeah.
of the water. So the ground never had a chance to dry.
No.
Yeah. Well, it kept a little bare spot. Oh, maybe half the size of this kitchen. You know,
Okay.
there was shade and the sun didn't shine on it. And he just threw this grass seed on this spot, and it took hold. Now it never got real tall, and it never exceeded that. It just basically covered that wet spot,
Right.
and it was only wet. There was only just water discharge there in the summertime. But I can remember winters like this where you get snow and freezing rain and ice formed.
Right.
And my mother loved that because the birds came there. A day like today, there'd be a dozen varieties of winter birds feeding on these seeds.
Outside her kitchen window.
Basically outside her kitchen window, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Well then, even after my dad and mother moved into town, I don't think my brother and his wife used the summer kitchen much in the summertime. But there would be some discharge there, you know. But then when the farm sold, that went right, it disappeared real quick because the fellow that owned it was a high school teacher.
Didn't Granny move some of it into her garden in town?
No,
No. Just the poppies.
no, just, yeah, the roses, the ever-blooming roses, she did move
Yeah.
them. Yeah, yeah.
So what did you grow on the farm?
General farm, yeah. Yes, during the wartime, when the embargoes were on and it was hard to get rice, the Ottawa Valley area, and especially the Munster Valley, was a grain production area for commerce. And I remember that one of the feed stores, the mills, they would provide the seed in the spring of the year on a contract basis. And one year in particular, we grew peas and harvested them. And they were contracted, and they were going to Bermuda for food consumption.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one year. Then the next year, I guess the weather wasn't as good, and my dad just grew the contract peas one year. But we had 185 acres, mile and a half of riverfront, and a railroad through a corner of it, and up to the borderline. The rest of the way was pretty near a mile.
So those of you listening who want to stock the farmstead, if you go to Renfrew, the town of,
Rhymes with Renfrew.
and you look up on your GPS, Billy John Lane. Who would Billy John happen to have been?
That was my father.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you go down Billy John Lane to the river where there's a wharf now and you can launch a boat, and you look to the left and there's a lane that goes up. It's a dirt track along the side of the river. There's a couple of houses there, and in the back, far distance, you can see a farmstead and the farmhouse. That would have been where you were born and raised.
Yeah, born and raised there, yeah.
We ask that you do not drive down that, because it is private property and it's not yours. Keep out. But you can, if you really want to stock the property,
Google
We're not going to
Maps.
stop you.
No, no,
Go to Codyville and look at it from the other side of the river.
yeah.
Yeah.
Use Google Maps. That's what it's there for.
Yeah. But it was good clay farm, and it had a natural slope to it, natural drainage. Yeah. Yeah. Anybody who was going to farm it seriously now would certainly tile it, but you'd have all kinds of outlet. Yeah.
Because everything drained into the two
Yeah.
little creeks that drained into the river.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for that, Dwight.